Speaking of economic development, there's the bills floating around, the clawback bills that would kind of like put that in, but they're sort of, they don't require that the ECD actually put those provisions in. Is that?
Well, we put some clawback provisions in the ECD legislation last year that we passed. And 2 years ago, yeah. So we do have some clawback provisions already, and there ought to be some. I mean, if these companies don't keep their promises, they ought to give the money back.
But it's still the ECD sort of, it's just at their discretion, right, as to whether or not they want to actually have that provision in the contract, rather than this is a matter of law that if you don't do what you agree to, you got to give the money back up.
Yeah, well, they need to keep as much flexibility as they can, but I think the will of the General Assembly and of the people is to put any clawback provisions in there if possible. We don't want to run off 10,000 jobs either, but I think in most cases companies are going to agree to some kind of clawback provision. Be reasonable about it.
But we wouldn't want it to be so strict that it's. I mean, it is essentially optional, I guess. You don't anticipate that it should be not optional.
Yeah, I don't. I think they have options and they need flexibility at that level. If they take it too far in the wrong direction, I can see the legislature stepping in. But I have a lot of trust in our current commissioner, and I don't think he'll do that.
You had just as much trust in the Bredesen administration and their deals they were making?
Well, I did have a lot of confidence in them. I'm sure we can go back and second guess, and we have gone back and second guess, and they probably should have looked at the clawback provisions a little harder in those days. But overall, they did a pretty good job, certainly, and for Chattanooga, they did a great job, and I'm thankful that they worked as hard as they did, Governor Bredesen and Matt Kisber both.